everybody, it's Carrie with Park Seeds app from Seed to Spoon. I'm here in my growing area checking in on my salsa plants, and I am super excited. This week we're going to be checking in with all of the other different people that are growing along with us too in all of the different zones. We are going to be checking in all the way from zone 6 all the way through zone 10. So we have a lot of different zones that we're going to look through and see what everybody is doing right now with their salsa plants. So happy April. It is April 1st. No April Fools here, but my salsa plants are doing amazing. They're doing great. I'm very excited to be soon trying to transition them towards the outdoor area. And right now they are still living in their biodome. I haven't even uppotted them yet because they're doing fantastic still in their little growing environment right now. So I have them directly under some lights right over here. And then I'm going to be going about transplanting them outdoors, getting them more accustomed to the outdoors soon. So what I've been doing is getting our garden prepared this week. I've been going through and preparing garden beds, adding new compost to our beds if I had some that were short on some soil. So I just go through and I add some fresh compost and just give some fresh life to the soil out there. So here in zone 7, our weather can be super unpredictable. So we never really know when our last frost is going to be, but our average last one is right around this time right now. So I'm going to start to think about transplanting some things outdoors. I'm not going to do it quite yet because I try to be a little bit more cautious. And if I do plant them out there, I do want to make sure that I have a backup plan, that I put them in either like a smart pot so I can pick them up and move them indoors if I need to, or have some sort of covering, some sort of protection for them, just in case we do get a late frost, which we do a lot. So I try and always keep an eye on the weather and make sure that I am prepared just in case we get a late frost. One thing I want to make sure that I share with you all that I'm doing, that I constantly have going whenever I have seeds starting in here, is having a fan. I love to have the fan on because it helps to mimic our windy conditions here, and it helps to get those seedlings prepared for going outdoors. So that's one way that I'm going about and already preparing them for the outdoors and making them stronger plants just by having that little bit of wind on them. It'll help to transition them and acclimate them more towards the outdoors. So that's all that's going on here with me in Oklahoma in zone 7. Let's check in with the others.
Today is the 17th day since I've seeded the Biodome. I thought I'd explain a little bit of my setup here. When most of the seeds had germinated, I lowered the grow light to just about a couple inches from the plant. I turned off the heating mats and also added a little fan just to keep it on like the lowest setting to keep the air circulation going. Here's my biodome. The marigold's actually the first one that germinated in like the 40th hour after I seeded. And to my surprise, the cilantro germinated so quickly. When I plant cilantro, I usually would split the seeds in half. This would help to increase the germination rate. And I applied the same technique growing them in soil. But to my surprise, when I applied this technique in the biodome, those seeds germinated in just 3 days. The ones that I have a little bit of trouble are the chives and the garlic chives. I should have put these little seeds into these holes on the plugs so that they would help retain moisture. But since most of these already have their first set of true leaves, I'm going to plant them and then reseed some chives and garlic chives and put the dome back on. Wow, look at how nice the root system is. Okay, with the tomato, I'm going to plant it in this deeper pot. All right, I got the setup changed up a little bit. I got the biodome on top of the grow light. It's not that much weight since I'm only growing chives and garlic chives in here. I need some more of those, and I'm reusing the bile sponges of the seeds that didn't germinate. And then on the bottom, these are all the seedlings that I transplanted. I generally wait for a few days after transplanting just to see which plants really start to take off, and then I will start to thin out the ones that are still small.
We recently have been going through a bit of a cold snap here in South Carolina, So I've been bringing my tray inside at night, but fingers crossed this is the last of it and they will continue to flourish outside.
So this is the update on the seeds that I have planted in this biodome. Hi there, Lani here from Gingerbread Garden all the way from Maryland, Zone 7. On March 1st, I sowed the seeds for the Salsa Challenge along with the other veggies that I am growing this year. The first one that sprouted were the okra and the peppers followed after that. I usually have close to 100% germination rate whenever I use the biodome, but for some reason, the chives and cilantro didn't germinate this time. That is totally fine though because I'm planning to direct sow them instead. I've been wanting to up-pot these seedlings, but I didn't get the chance to do it until the last week of March. I didn't even thin them out because I thought I'd try to separate the seedlings instead. However, I've only separated the ones that made sense for my growing space, but I thinned out the tomatoes because I really don't have a space for more. Here in Maryland Zone 7, it's already starting to warm up, but our average last frost date is not until April 15th. I decided to keep the seedlings in my greenhouse, but I'm applying the greenhouse in a greenhouse concept using some clear totes, but I am definitely paying close attention to the weather. When the nights dip below 35 degrees, I'm planning to bring them in the house. Yes, it is risky, but I think it'll help the seedlings harden off much faster than keeping them in the house much longer. I just gotta make sure to cover the totes with a fleece blanket at night, remove it during the day, and turn on the lights to keep them cozy at night. That's my update for you guys. Happy gardening!
Hello, it is Bethany from Chicago Gardener, Zone 6A, and I have some seedlings here. So I think I sowed all of my seeds about 10 to 14 days ago. The tomatoes were the first to sprout. They are the tallest. I think every seed that I sowed has come up, so we'll have to thin these in a little bit. And then I have 2 rows of the peppers, and then my basil has all sprouted. The only ones I am waiting on are the cilantro and the chives here at the end, but those should be up soon. So it's been really exciting seeing sprouts. These are my first warm season sprouts for this garden season, and I just have these under my grow lights until it's ready to move them outside about mid-May.
I love that everybody's salsa plants are doing so well. I'm so excited for everybody, and it's great that everybody is growing and being successful and doing their own thing. I love that everybody has their own unique ways of going about starting seeds because there's really no right or wrong to do it. And it just makes it fun. I love going about starting seeds and trying new things and getting them outside. It's all for the fun of it. I hope that your seeds and your plants are all going really well. I would love to hear your updates. I would love to see them. So make sure you post them, share them, tag us. We have some hashtags and I would love to see them on social media. Thank you so much for joining us today, checking in on all of our salsa plants. I hope to see you all next week. Bye.